If you were to face an ancient Sith Lord in combat, you would learn that we are as children playing with toys compared to the prowess of the old masters.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Pretty sure you're wondering why it's so cold in my room today. Well, we're gonna be cold on them because we're gonna be learning how to play Range Jug. Did I say Range Jug? I meant Rage Jug. There's no such thing, right? This class right here, I would say, is probably one of the easiest classes to get into for all you newcomers to SWTOR. I'm gonna give you a quick tutorial on Rage Jug, and yeah, so let's get into it without delay. So for the tactical, I am not using that one. I'm using Cauterized Coronary. Fury Strike causes his targets to bleed. It basically applies a bleed to the target, additional damage, which I love to use. A lot of Rage Jugs use this tactical. A lot of Rage Jugs use Rage Crush. It just depends on your preference and how you like to play the game. So yeah. For my relics, I'm using a Thracian relic of a Serendipitous Assault. That is for my power, and for my mastery, I'm using Thracian relic of Focus Retribution, which is my mastery. And then for my implants, Fearless Victor package. Whenever you use rage spending damage ability, your melee damage is increased by 10% for 10 seconds. So you are a Rage Jug, and you're gonna be using a lot of rage in your melee class, so that is gonna come in handy. We are using Fearless Victor package for my other implant. Whenever you use a rage spending damage ability, your melee damage is increased by 10% for 10 seconds. We are Rage Jug. We survive, we eat off rage, we damage off rage. That is our life force. Rage, rage, rage. So if you're an angry individual and want to take some anger out, rage is the way to go, man. This is your class. And then for my details, I'm going 8.22 alacrity. My critical chance multiplier is at 81.58. And then my accuracy is 105.33. Like I said before on my last guide, which was probably like 6 months ago, 105 is, you know, you don't really need accuracy, but 105 is a good point to be at. Some Rage Jugs will go all the way to 10% alacrity. That enables your abilities to be ready when you need them and not take so long to be on cooldown. I'm working towards that. I've been off for a couple months, so I'm back, so I'll probably get it up to 10, but I mean, I find 8 is a pretty good place to be at. 8.22. And then for my combat style, I'm going Dark Synergy. Dealing damage with Raging Burst or Smash increases your critical hit chance with critical hit damage by 15% for 6 seconds. The effect cannot occur more than once every 8 seconds. Raging Burst is one of your big hitters. Smash is good with multiple enemies around you, and your critical hit chance and critical hit damage is you know, is put up 15% for 6 seconds. So that is always what you're going to be hitting with, is Raging Burst. That is part of your rotation. I find that this right here, Dark Synergy, works really well, and it gives you a lot of damage, so I would go definitely with this one. Yeah. And then with 27, we are going Overwhelming Slashes. Ravage immobilizes the target for 3 seconds and generates 1 rage. So while your enemy is immobilized with your Ravage, you can open up, allowing you to do your damage and your burst on that target. I like to have my target right in front of me. I don't like to chase my target, so this helps out a lot. Yeah. And then for 39, I'm going Seething Defense. Activating Obliterate puts a mini ward on yourself with Absorb. Lasts up to 7 seconds. So we have defensive abilities. Saber Ward is one of them. I find that having this ability, Seething Defense, is basically like having mini Saber Wards, and it will allow you to survive longer in PvP situations where you're taking a lot of damage. It's basically like always having a ward on you, Saber Ward on you, just a little, you know, just a mini one, right?
What could you give me?
Everything.
Just started using this and it's helped me a lot. My survivability went up tenfold. So yeah, I would definitely go with that one. You find yourself dying a lot. As for 43, I'm using Domination. Critically hitting with a force-based kinetic or energy attack reduces the cooldown of your Enrage by 1 second. Enrage purges movement impairing effects and triggers Dominate, which now stacks up to 2 times. So Dominate stacks 2 times. You don't want to release your big hitters without having that 2 stacks of Dominate. That is gonna allow you to get the damage you want at the end of the match. You know, you want to be on top of the leaderboards. Definitely take Domination. I find it works really well. Plus it purges the movement impairing effects. So if you're rooted, you know, somebody is disallowing you to do your abilities, this helps out a whole lot. So yeah. And then for 51, I am taking Warmonger. Getting attack reduces the active cooldown of force charge by 1 second. Your force charge is one of your main abilities that you know, is going to allow you to get to your target, and also going to allow you to open up on people. It gives you basically a dominate stack. I'll show you guys in a little bit. Well, not too much of a little bit. It's gonna be like right now, because I said this is gonna be a quick guide, right? All right. And then what else? Force charge 1 second. This effect cannot occur more than once every 1.5 seconds. Force charge enables your next vicious throw and hue to be used against the target with any percentage of health. So you, with this Warmonger, you're able to use one of your big hitters regardless of health. So this helps out a lot. I find this one works really well. Yeah. For 64, I'm using War Master. Force charge grants unstoppable. Your force charge, like I said, is one of your main abilities to open up on people. It's basically like if you were an assassin, right? And a stride to somebody. It's the same thing. You want to have your force charge ready. All right. Granting immunity to interrupt, stuns, knockbacks, incapacitating, and movement impairing effects. This effect effects that push or pull you around for 4 seconds. Additionally, during this time, damage reduction is increased by 20% for 4 seconds. So it's gonna allow you to be unstoppable, right? So they're not gonna be able to root you. Your immunity to interrupts and stuns and knockdowns. So you're basically an unstoppable force, and then you're able to just unload your rage on somebody, and they can't do nothing about it. They just got to sit there and take it. You know what I mean? So it's lovely to have. For 68, I'm going Mad Dash. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it gets you out of situations. And you have what? So let's read it, right? Mad Dash for 20 meters, right? Dealing no damage. I mean, don't even worry about the damage, but to enemies in your path, and increasing your defense chance by 100%, which is lovely, right? Can be used while immobilized. Purges movement impairing effects that effects when activated. So it's another ability that allows you to get out of the situation where you want to do damage. You don't want to be rooted, you don't want to be choked, you want to be able to get out and start putting in damage because you want to be on top of that leaderboard. So this is going to allow you, and it allows you to mad dash out of the situation and then come right back in with your abilities, your rage abilities. There's a little rotation I'm going to teach you. All right, told you this is gonna be a quick guy, so let's make this quick. Through passion reduces the cooldown of enraged defense by 30 seconds. So enraged defense has cooldown is 1 minute 30 seconds. It's gonna be reduced to only 1 minute. This is your main defensive ability. This will give you your life back if you are almost to the brink of no return. This will save your butt, definitely. So empowers you with 12 charges of enraged defense lasting up to 15 seconds. Whenever you take damage, a charge of enraged defense is consumed to heal you for 27,000 blah blah blah. So it's gonna give you a lot of life back, right? This ability can be used while stunned or otherwise controlled, but cannot be used while above 70% health. So you do not want to pop this when you have good health on you, below 70. And also the enemies have to attack you in order for this to activate and to give you that health back. So you kind of want to be hit when you pop this. So say for instance a marauder's on you and he's opening up with his burst, right? Allow him, make him, you kind of got to trick him before you pop this, because they're always waiting for you to pop this. So you kind of got to be tricky with it, and as soon as he doesn't realize it, you got all your health back and you win the fight. So yeah, it's beautiful to have. All right, let's start with the rotation. So I like to start with an enrage, right, into a saber throw, force leap, into a vicious throw, into a raging burst, into a fury strike, into a obliterate, into a force crush, into a ravage. Then what I'll do is I'll mad dash out of the situation, force leap back in, and start the process all over again. Pop that enrage, gives you enrage back, and bam, you're back in the fight. If you want to immobilize the target in order for you to re-engage, force choke is beautiful to have. It'll keep them stationary for you to for them to.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Allow you to burst them, right, with your big attacks. Same with ravage. Like we took that ability, you're gonna immobilize them so they're stationary, and then you can start off with your burst. So another thing we were talking about was dominate. So since we took that ability, it's gonna give you those 2 stacks. That's another thing. There is 3 abilities that will allow you to get dominate. Enrage is one of them. Gives you 1, right? Also, force charge. It gives you another. Now you want to hit your abilities, right? Now you want to do your rotation. Then you know what? Put a dominant in the back pocket. Have it there marinating. You know what I mean? You got a couple seconds to leave it there. Dash back in, and look. It's still there, right? Enrage. Back into it, and then you're back on. I kind of popped an enrage right there. You didn't need to. All I had to do was force charge in there, and I would have had 2, and then I can unleash on my rotation right here. I've heard that when you saber throw with enrage, or I think it's force charge, you kind of mess up your rotation. I've never seen it, but maybe it's true. A lot of veteran jug players tell me this, but I'm a creature of habit, and I always stuck with what I know. So but yeah, freestyle it, feel free, but this is what I use. And then for one more thing I can tell you guys, Enraged Crush. If you're in one of those war zones where people like to stack up a lot, this will allow you to gain a lot of damage. It Raging Burst and Smash Detonate Force Crush, dealing Force Crush remaining damage to up to 8 enemies in the area around the primary target. So it's basically like being kind of like having that little vengeance ability. Like if you're a vengeance jug, right, you're relying on bleeds and for your damage, right? So everyone say there's a bunch of people stacked up right there, right? You got your Enrage, your Force Leap in there. Guess what? You can do a smash and you know, you're gonna damage multiple targets, if not more, right? Or you can do the same thing where you jump in and then you do your Raging Burst, which will do the same ability, same thing, and you can stack up a lot of damage on certain war zones where your enemies are stacked up. So yeah, and then I think for the most part that's it. There is Grit Teeth used to be a good one for arenas, but they dumbed it down, so you know, we don't talk about Grit Teeth no more. Perseverance is a really good tactical for more advanced players, or actually I wouldn't say advanced, but people who are keybinders. It's more easier for them because they're gonna take this in Furious Power, which is just another button you gotta press. But for me, I find it difficult in my rotations because I'm a clicker. So that is one limitation that I can say about being a clicker compared to a keybinder, is that it's really tough for me to use this tactical. At least for me. Maybe I'm just, you know, this is Rage Jug for dummies, right? Maybe I'm just a dummy. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the guide for Rage Jug. I hope you enjoyed it. It helps me to help you guys, because I know there's a lot of new players that are getting into the game and have no clue what they're doing, and this will keep you in par with some of the more experienced players. So yeah, so have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Jaackel out.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What?